What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome on in. Welcome on in. I almost went live on the wrong, I hit live on the wrong thing. So I had to come back and let me see. I may have to erase that one so people don't get all confused. Maybe it didn't show up. It probably did show up, though. I'll erase it later. Let me see. Oh, yeah, there it is. What was that? First 35 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to erase this. Take this out of here. Come on in and hit the double tap the screen for me, everybody. Will you do me that great big favor and double tap the screen for me? How can I delete this? Let's see. There we go. Let me delete this other live that I had started. I'm just going to put it private for now. I'll delete it later. I shall delete it. What's up, everybody? Queen Mom is in the house. Jesse, good to see you. Sean Talks. What's up, everybody? Courtney, Keisha Green. Thank you, 310, for joining the membership. Appreciate you for joining the membership on tonight. We had a membership live the other night, but we had a really good Patreon live last night. So if you're not in Patreon, you might want to click on the Patreon link and join us on Patreon, The St. James Show. We had a very good live. What's up, Lady Chaplain? Sean Renee is in the building. I'm in your hometown. I am here in Chicago. I am. What's up, Noel Manning? Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in a while. Tanya Ward. Good to see everybody coming on through tonight. Double tap the screen. We're almost at 100 people watching, so we should be at almost 100 likes. So throughout the show, everybody, you can give gifts. Hit the little gift button down at the bottom. You can always give gifts and help us support the program. Cash apps and all that other good stuff. Patreon is always right on time. Always right on time. Always got something good to say as well, right? Kay Rich is in the building. Mike Moore. What was that? Gail. What's up, Gail? How are you? Dion is here. Appreciate you guys coming through. The Stewart 2. Newbie to your show. Thank you. What's up, Cherie? Cherie? That's you going by, Cherie? Okay, I was in so much pain last night. I went to sleep. I'm going to watch. Yeah, check it out. Check it out and watch it again. Watch the replay. It is definitely worth it. It is worth it. What's up, Roslyn? Good to see you. Thank you, Chantel. Our first cash super chat of the night. I appreciate you. Appreciate your support as well. These folks are always supporting, and they're joining memberships. They're joining Patreon. They're sending cash apps. They're sending super chats. Got some good folks over here. Got my membership at the end of your last. Oh, you got it at the end. Okay. Good, good. I'm glad you got it. More grace, more grace, more grace. Listen, here I bring you greetings from the beautiful, wonderful, illustrious city of Chicago. I love Chicago. I love me some Chicago. I love coming here. I'm going to be attending the Ricky Dillard recording tomorrow. He's recording with the jazz great Ron Carter. That should be a very interesting recording. So I can't wait for that. That's really early in the day. Good thing someone said it was at 2 because I'm like, I thought it was in the evening. Good thing it is early. It is early because I will be in the studio here in Chicago with Bishop Jordan. So I'm going to go to his studio and we're going to go live. And I'll be on live on my page, everybody. So make sure you if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button up there, and also hit the double tap the screen, hit the like button. Well, we're gonna have to see how many times it's gonna go off. This app is weird. This YouTube app is very, very weird. It just goes off all of a sudden. Okay. Mods, the weird stuff, make sure you time those people out for 24 hours. If they type some weird stuff in here, like this guy's talking about, he loves, I love J.S. potato chips. Is that something to do with Chicago, or you just being funny? I have been coaching 51 years. Thanks for bringing truth and explore. Listen here. It's time for y'all to start, putting your thinking caps on and really evaluating what you're a member of and what you're putting your money behind and what you're doing. It's time to start evaluating that. And they don't want the bloggers to say much. They want to use our voices to promote something that they're doing that, they want promotion for. But thank you, Bonnie Bell, for those gifts. But when it comes to exposing or bringing to light, it's really not exposing, just bringing to light some things that are going on within a denomination, within a church, or within a community. Then we're all devils. We're just devils. Yeah, that picture is nice. I think I think it's the Ferris wheel or whatever that is. Here in Chicago. I think that's what that is. What's up, Londa? Double tap the screen, everybody. We should have at least 100 likes right now. We only have 45, all right? Thank you, Bonnie Bell, for those 250 gifts. I appreciate that. But, I love Chicago. I'm here. I came here for the Ricky Dillard concert. And so when I got into the city, I went and met with Bishop Jordan. What's up, Tyrone? Went and met with Bishop Jordan, and I go to his place, and I stopped there before I went to my hotel where I'm at now. And he said, "Hey, I'm going to go see Reverend Jesse Jackson. Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah." I think I want to go. And it was just walking distance from where he's staying, where his place is. So we just walked over there. So I was like, yeah, I think I would want to go see Reverend Jesse Jackson. And again, we know that Reverend Jesse Jackson, they put out a press release the other day, and I'll just read you what the press release said. I think it's actually, did I put it on my... I'm sure I put it on my community wall. Make sure you always, looking at my community wall post, or it says post on YouTube. They changed it to just say post. So make sure you're always looking at my community wall so you'll know, what's going on around here. Oh, Jay's potato chips. Okay, well, I'm so sorry. See, that's what I kind of figured maybe they were talking. So I apologize for that. Hopefully, can we take them off? Well, thank you, Kitten Heels, for that beautiful donation. Thank you. Congratulations on 25,000 subs. Thank you so much. Can I untime her? They're out. Oh, shoot. I am so sorry. The Battle Zone 1480. It said you was talking about some chips here. I'm sorry. I kind of had an inkling you might have been, and that's why I said that. I was like, dang. What's up, Tarsha Global? Beautiful Tarsha Global is in the building. What's up, Janice, Paige Franklin? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. So the statement regarding Reverend Jesse L. Franklin went out on the 12th, and it said Chicago, the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr. was admitted to the hospital today and is currently under observation for progressive subrangular, the big word, y'all, palsy, PSP. He has been managing this neurodegenerative condition for more than a decade. He was originally diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. However, last April, his PSP condition was confirmed. The family appreciates all prayers at this time. And of course, we know that he is the founding organizer of the Rainbow Push Coalition. It's a multiracial, multi-issue multiracial, progressive international membership organization fighting for social change. Yusef D. Jackson, the chief operation officer, is now leading the organization's longstanding mission to protect, defend, and gain civil rights by leveling economic and educational opportunities and ensuring social justice and peace. I had to make that bigger and smaller. What's up, Jay's Potato Chip? Close some music. Oh, okay. So just to give you a little background on what that is, so some people say, well, Jesse Jackson, what's all that? And I actually did meet Yusef today. I met Yusef Jackson. But, as we went there, we went to the hospital, and of course, you can't just go to the hospital and say, Um, you can't hear me, Faith Nation? Can y'all hear me? It used to be Operation Breadbasket back in the day. Oh, that okay. It used to be Operation. So Rainbow Push used to be Operation. Okay, Faith Nation, go out and come back in. Um, so we got over there, and of course, you can't just say, "I am." I'm here to see Jesse Jackson. Yeah, ain't no Jesse Jackson here. So we get in, and Bishop says, I'm here to see Jesse Jackson. And the girl says, there's no Jesse Jackson here. Beat it. No, no. But he said, and he gives the password. So he gives the password, and she still says, what name is that? So Bishop had to end up calling the daughter, Saida, and I think his name is Saida, and to get the name. So of course, when you're a celebrity, when you're a public figure, when you're this, you can't just go into hospitals, and because people will, crazy people will come in there and try to see what's going on and all that. So he gives, it's Sainita. It's not a with a Y. There you go, K Rich. You can't just, go in there and say who you trying to see. So of course they have them under an assumed name, and you have to give a password as well. So once that was given correctly, we were able to get our passes to go up into, we had to get the passes to go up to, I ain't gonna show you the front of it, but the passes to go up to the room. We got up to the room, and they were off to the side because they were doing some things with Reverend Jackson in his room. So we went to the room next door where the family was, and the family that was there at that time was Sanita, and also Congressman Jonathan Jackson. He's a congressman here, and he's the son of of Reverend Jackson. And the sweetest people you can ever meet. I tell you, I can see why Jesse Jackson was well loved, and he was able to maneuver and around the world with world leaders and a lot of different people, because it really has a reflection on how his family is. Yeah. So we got in there. There were some other people in there. There were some other pastors in there. They said we had just missed Pastor Sharp of Fellowship Baptist Church was there. And I guess Pastor Charles Jenkins was there for a long time. He was there, but he ended up leaving before we got there. So there was quite a few people there. Not a whole lot of people there, of course, mainly just family and some other preachers and stuff. And J.D. Anderson, he's from Centennial Baptist Church here. And all these people have been movers and shakers with Reverend Jackson for years. Another person that was there was William Hall. He's an alderman, a councilman here, and he was there as well. And, they've all had associations with Operation Push or what have you. And no, he's not. He hasn't passed away. No, he hasn't passed away. But no. So after a while, we were just sitting there talking, having a really good conversation. And okay? Yeah, just delete craziness. Just it's a connection. Oh, connect. Okay. Really good conversations, and in the midst of that conversation, I was invited to the White House as an influencer and as a person for the future that needs to speak to the now and changing the caucus and changing from 51% black in the caucus or congressional to back to the 81 or 80% that we used to have. So it looks like that, it's going to be really interesting because it's something we're going to talk about. Because I'm going back home on Sunday, but then on Tuesday I'll be flying out to Orlando to meet with the other content creators for our think tank meeting, and we're going to share some things from the congressman that we got and some ideas that he has, and maybe an opportunity for them to go as well to the White House. And remember, y'all, when people think the White House, they just think, Trump. That's the only thing they see in the White House. But the White House actually runs, the country. So you have to get in there. You have to get in there, and there's different branches. Listen, Democrats go to the White House, and Republicans go to the White House. It just happens. So that is something that we're thinking, that we're getting arranged that we can go, and it's bigger. Yeah, it's much bigger than Trump. Just moving and shaking. Look at God. Did you see it too? No, I didn't. No, I didn't see my 2025 orange blossom. Okay, well, you gotta go. Let me get you out of here. No, I didn't see my 2025, but you know what? I had a mission. I had a mission, and I still have a mission. I don't have one of them Marvin Winans visions. I ain't got one of them 20-year visions. I got right now visions. That's what I have. Right now visions. And once I figured out that this was a good hobby that can actually lead to some life-changing things, not only for myself but for other people, allowing other people to think better, to do better, to live better, and just to be better, and not only charging myself with that, but also putting the charge to other people. I didn't think that this would do it. This type of situation, this kind of community, or this kind of blogging thing would do it. That's why I think it's way more important than what we were talking about. No, I don't think we should be censored as bloggers. And I'm getting to, don't worry, I'm going to get to Jesse Jackson, but all this ties in. I don't think we ought to be censored as bloggers, but I think we ought to be sensitive to situations and sensitive to people, sensitive to what we're talking about, to make sure that the message doesn't get lost in all of the salaciousness. The message doesn't get lost in a whole bunch of cussing and whole bunch of bad mouthing what you're talking about, but the message actually stays, where we can actually have a conversation about it. Let me see. I'm missing y'all. The prophetic words spoken of your life are quickly being made man. They really are, JP. And the thing about it, when you get a prophetic word, you can have a word all day long, but unless you act on the word, unless you actually put steps towards the word that you have received, it's just going to fall on, shallow ground. It's just going to fall on shallow ground. So I'm glad that I was able to take the prophetic words and take the words that I received from my grandmother years ago, that my mom reminded me of today when I was telling her about, being in the room the final hours of Jesse Jackson. He's still living, everybody, but he's not doing well. We'll just put it like that. He's not doing well. And, he's been in this fight a long time. Listening to the family, they're saying, listen, yes, we want to be selfish. Yes, we want to ask God to heal him right now. Keep him here, keep him here. But they understand, too, that might be a selfish way to act when you notice someone has been ill for years upon years. Again, he was diagnosed 10 years ago, and he's been living with this. Double tap the screen, everybody. We almost have 100 likes. He's been living with this 10 years. So when you talk about, Lord, just keep him here. Lord, just, it's more of a selfish thing instead of looking at the bigger picture and looking at the life that Reverend Jesse Jackson has lived. The dignitaries and the royalty and the presidents and the Martin Luther Kings that he's walked with over his life. What a beautiful life. So we're sitting there, feeling sorry for the family, and the family is comforting. Said, yes, they're sad, but they're comforting, saying, listen, we know who our father was, and we know who he is. We know what he's done. We know what he's instilled in us to do. Let me tell you, that Mrs. Jackson, I wish I could have recorded what she said when we were in that room. But I'm going to get there. Remind me, y'all, Miss Jackson. So we go in there, and Bishop is getting ready to pray. Bishop is in the room. Congressman Jackson, you said, Reverend Dad, Bishop Ebenard Jordan is here, and he's going to pray for you. And actually, that one Saturday, New Year. Oh, that sounds good, Noel. Oh, that would be good. 84 years old. Yes, he's 84. And he said, Bishop Jordan is here to pray for you. And then right before he starts to pray, Jonathan Jackson gets a call. And the call is from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes. So we're standing in the room getting ready to pray, and Marjorie Taylor Greene calls to give her well wishes to Reverend Jackson. So Marjorie Taylor Greene's on the phone, and Jonathan Jackson, Congressman, says, listen, we're about to have prayer. Would you like to stay on the phone? She comes to the cookout. Would you like to stay on the phone, or would you like to, call back? She says, oh, no. I want to stay on the phone. So Marjorie Taylor Greene stays on the phone. Let's see. Let me time you out. Say, bleach blood. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's her. The bleach blonde, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So she's on the phone. She says, "Oh no, I'll stay on the phone." And she starts saying, before he prays, she starts giving accolades to Reverend Jackson. She starts saying, he's your pillar of the community, and blah blah blah. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene, starts just talking. So she talked for a little while, and then Bishop Jordan was able to pray. And when Bishop Jordan prayed, Reverend Jackson was kind of just in a state. You know how you're just kind of in a state. But when Bishop Jordan started praying, he perked up and he looked. He perked up and he looked, and he hadn't perked up and looked. Thank you, Denurse. I appreciate are you coming to record? Yes, I am. I'll be there tomorrow, Denurse. I'm in Chicago, Denurse. I'll be at the recording tomorrow. So Reverend Jackson perked up when Bishop Jordan started to pray. And y'all be respectful in the chat, or you're going to get out of here. Or you're going to go. They're going to kick you out. That Holy Ghost power. Yeah. So that was a great moment. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene, she did the prayer. Then, she talked to Jonathan Jackson a little bit more, and she went on and hung up. Got praying there. Got to put up all the receipts of those that did. Right, yeah, I think it's time to pull. Well, you know how people do. You know how people do. You either sick like this or you gone. And all of a sudden they coming back saying what a wonderful you. And then folks gave the man probably the most hell. The most hell. Double tap the screen, everybody. We need at least 200 likes up in here. Can y'all do that? At least 200 likes. So that was an interesting thing. And the next prayer that came about was Reverend Barber. Reverend Barber, the civil rights activist, Reverend Barber. And he was on FaceTime. They actually FaceTime, and he actually prayed as well. So that was a good time. And, it was there. I was able to see, the grandchildren who a couple of them are kind of taking it hard. They don't like to see their father like this, like that. So Reverend Barber did a good prayer too. He did a really good prayer. Yeah, and I like the way he prayed, and it's like the way that Bishop Jordan prayed. You don't go in there, like you said, you don't go in there raising people up from the dead and raising. Yeah, Bishop William Barber. There you go. Al Sharpton wasn't there. Al Sharpton was the one who told Bishop Jordan to get to the hospital. So I think there's a lot of people on their way. There's a lot of people on their way to Chicago. I'm glad that I was able to come in before all the people, even though they're not going to let a lot of people in. But yeah, a prayer of comfort. And that's what the prayers were. It's not a prayer of trying to, like I said, sometimes that can be a little selfish, like the family says. You can't be too selfish when it comes down to people who have been living with an ailment for years, and you can see them declining, and all of a sudden you want them to stay here so they can continue declining. You pray a prayer of comfort. That's what you do. That's what you do. So yeah, Al Sharpton is the one who called Bishop Jordan and said, "Hey, you in Chicago? Go see Jesse Jackson." So, and I happen to be in Chicago too. So, and we didn't know that it was going to be this way. We're coming, for Ricky Dillard's concert tomorrow, and didn't know that God really was going to put me in a place where I would have, witnessed such an historic thing of a legendary, iconic, a father of civil rights, in his last hours possibly, or days, so I really counted a privilege, and I counted, part of the favor that God has promised me. I stayed silent when a lot of people were arguing and fighting and talking about me online and just going at me. I didn't say much. I didn't say anything. I didn't go back and forth because I knew that if I had ruffled their feathers that much for not doing anything, imagine if I did something good, how far that can go. Imagine, Reverend Jesse that got those hostages. He got hostages. Yeah. I saw the picture of him. He was with Putin. Not Putin. Was it with Putin? Because Jonathan Jackson showed me the picture today. But it's a picture I had seen, but I didn't know that was him with his father. I think it was with Putin. I think. Yeah. Silence is powerful, Tarsha, and silence is not always easy, Tarsha. Not saying, silence is not always easy, but it's necessary. And there was a lot of times where I just stayed silent because I knew that God had a bigger plan for me to be dealing and with foolishness, Chantel, and fighting with people that, that have no kind of significance in my life. Yeah. So I'm glad that, with just keeping a platform where you're entertaining, you're informative, but you're fun, and you can be jovial, and you don't have to be boring with it, and you just don't have to be disrespectful. I think it allowed people to kind of, gravitate to us a little bit more. Spot the food, you were right to be silent. Yeah. Signs of the times. I tell you, the government fined him $1 million for going and getting the hot. Yeah. But you know what? Certain things, and it's something that Jonathan Jackson said. He said, there's a lot of places that him and his father went, that he went with his father, that the word took him. Not the politics, but the word walked them into a lot of situations because of the relationship that they had with God. They were able to walk in certain situations that they that, in other words, they wouldn't have the authority to walk in, or had to wait for this political thing, or had, just like the hostage situation. The word will take you into some things that that education can't take you into, that experience can't. The word will walk you into some things. And right now I see what it's doing, what the word is doing for me. It's really walking me into some situations where God is ultimately the one to get the glory. And I'm so glad that God had, bridled my tongue and didn't allow me to get into these online beefs that will take me off of the game, off of the game plan, off of the vision. Supernatural favor. Come on now, Michelle. Supernatural. Yeah, yeah. And it's no goodness of my own. And it's not just a cliche me saying that, but it's absolutely no goodness of my own, because I haven't always been good. I haven't always been right. I haven't always been just. I haven't always been righteous. I ain't always been. Can anybody in here say you haven't always been? Listen, I haven't always been. But God still took my not always been and said, I see something in all of that. And I believe you can do a little something for the kingdom in your own way. In your own way. You don't have to be in the four walls. You can do it in your... Oh, what's up, Joshua? Learn from the season and the subsequent seasons of St. James' life. Always be prepped with integrity, discernment, and preparation for what you want. Listen here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what you got to be. Is it easy to fall into temptation of beefing and cussing folk out and having problems and having, no, because if that was the case, I probably would have been still married and still would be in some of the relationships that I've had if I were able to, navigate the right way. But we human. Sometimes we don't. But I think life has a way of saying, okay, you done tried it that way before. You gonna do it again? Or you gonna do it again and get the same result? Yeah. Yeah. So it's really sad. Some of the grandchildren of Reverend Jackson, one particular, Yusef's son, one of his sons, they had to go get him. They had to go get him because he didn't want to go in and see his grandfather like that. That's true love. I was like that with my grandmother. It was hard for me to walk into that room. It was hard for me to walk into that room, but I love my grandmother so much. I had to walk in there, sit down, and sing a song. I just had to. And let me tell you, when I left, they said my grandmother died. I said, but my God, was she waiting on my song, Lord? Then I started really weeping like a baby. But, so I understood what his grandson was going through. You just don't want to see your grandparents go through this. But let me tell you about that whippersnapper mother, Sister Jacqueline Jackson. We had did the prayer with Barbara. Some other people had come in, so I wanted to get out of the room. You don't want to hog up everything. You want to get out of the room so the family and so the close people can come into the room, and sit with him and sing with him. We walked in and they was playing Aretha Franklin for him. They was playing Aretha. Was what Come on now, what's up? They were playing Aretha. And let's get the likes up, everybody. Hit the like button for me. So when we walked in initially, they were playing Aretha Franklin for Reverend Jackson, and I that felt good, And he was just kind of there. And when someone's transitioning, you just kind of try to make them as comfortable as possible. But after we left out, Mrs. Jackson came. She didn't come into the room. She went into the next room because she had already been into the room, and there were some other people there. And she had came into the room that was that conference room that was next to his room that we were all just kind of congregating in. And she was there. I walk in. She speaks to Bishop George. She said, "Hey," she said, "I remember you." She was a little shady, a little bit, little shady. She said something about I just wish she said so much that I wish I had recorded it. I really did. But I don't want to disrespect anybody like that. But she said she met Bishop, Bishop this Chef Aubrey was with us and she met him and she said, "What's your name?" I said, "Mr. Jackson, I'm Saint James." She said, "Saint who?" And she turned around to her friend and started laughing. He said, "His name is Saint James." I said that ma'am, that's my name. That's my name. She said, "Oh, okay, all right." And then she said, "And how are you?" I said, "I'm good. I'm good." And she just started talking. She just started talking. Mrs. Jackson. She just started talking about, we're here. She's like this pillar. She just starts talking about, we're here. This is the big tree. She started talking about the big tree. She started talking about the big tree and how he's in the middle of when it's the forest, and this is the big tree, and he's the pillar of the family and the pillar of the community. Then she started going into something. She said, because our young people, and she was talking good. She said, young people think that our culture is hip hop. She just went there. And, me and Bishop Jordan just started listening a little bit more. Where is she going with this? She said, no, they need to realize that the culture, stop teaching our young black people that the culture is hip hop. She said, the culture ain't hip hop. The culture, she started just rambling off things that were the culture. She says the culture was the chitlins and things we used to eat. That's the culture. She said the culture is, she started quoting scriptures, I can do all things through Christ who strength. She said strength. The strength is our culture. I'm sitting there like, this is Mrs. Jackson speaking this wisdom to us. And I just wish, like I said, I wish I could just remember everything she was saying. She said, we got to start teaching our young people. It's not, that hip hop is good, but she said it's absolutely not our culture. Our culture is being able to lead the next person to the promised land, and she just started. It was a whole push coalition up in that room. I'm telling you, it was. She said strength was the culture. She said, I can do all things through God, through Christ who strengthens us. And then she started quoting other scriptures. And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow I'll be on with Bishop Jordan at the studio here in Chicago. And I maybe he can give you a little bit of, maybe, because Bishop Jordan remembers a lot of things, and maybe he can remember some of the other things that Mrs. Jackson said. And let me tell you, it was just so powerful. She was just so personable. Then she said, she's asking Bishop Jordan, you married? Yeah, she married 46 years. He said, I got 5 children, 12 grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Oh, Lord, you've been busy. I guess you know what you're talking about, huh? She was real funny. Then she went to Chef Aubrey. He said he had daughters. Then he came to me, and I said, yeah, I have a daughter. And I told her the age. She said, oh, you old. I said, excuse me. I had my daughter at 10, Mother Jackson. Loose hair, holy God. So we were just having a really, really good time in there. Came to East Palo Alto. Come on, East Palo Alto. That's my stomping ground over there in San Jose. When he was running for president, he also went to Oakland. Yeah, he was, yes, our strength is our culture. Oh, yeah. So Anita Jackson, both beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. And it's like she just took to us. She just took to me. She kept hugging me. And she just was like, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm like, y'all don't even know me. And they're this nice. Congressman Jonathan Jackson was just like overwhelmingly like, gave me his telephone number, said, listen, let's get this thing together. I want you at the White House. I want you to, we're going to doing something. I need the influencer's mouth. I need y'all to push this stuff out. We got to make some changes in here. People need to eat. People need to this and that. And he was really talking. So when he had the invitation for me to go to the White House, I was like, listen, I'm going. The mother's telling like it. And let me tell you, she told it like it was. But she didn't want no pictures though. She didn't want no pictures because she said, I got my clothes on. I don't have my clothes on. So it is really amazing, Courtney. And it was, people are listening to the influence more. That's what's going on, Charmaine, and they're getting it. So when Bishop Jordan was talking about changing the way we present, it wasn't a matter of changing what we say, per se, or trying to orchestrate what we report and what we don't report. No, there's a way to report that's going to gain more listeners instead of more naysayers, instead of more Bishop Talbert Swans trying to negate people from listening and from associating with bloggers and vloggers. There's a way of doing it. And I think and I'm excited. Like, listen, if no one really takes what they should take from the think tank next week, that's on them. That's on them. This is not a get-rich scheme. It is not something that we ain't going to be over there learning how to prophesy. We ain't going to be over there. No, we're over there learning how to better do what we do, because guess what? We are the voices of now and of the future. You guys are hearing things from us faster than faster than the news. You hear things from TMZ and other places, and even the St. James Show. You hear things related to a lot of different things first before you get it anywhere else. On the bogger's head and missed the big picture. It did, and I'm hoping they are missing the big picture. They're getting hung up on. He said this and he said that. You get hung up on that foolishness if you want to. Get hung up on that foolishness if you want to. What I'm going to do, and Sean's going to do, and what some of us, that are going to do, we're going to take what we can get out of it and really make our platforms better and more entertaining for you guys. We can't say that we want you guys to support us. But we come out here, we cuss you out. We come out here, we down every church, every pastor, leadership. It just don't work like that, because in all that, when you finish, even some of the subbies that be in the chats downing leadership and agreeing and doing all this other stuff, in the back of their head, I think they losing a little respect for us bloggers, because they're saying, we don't have any respect for leadership. That's just how it is. And sponsor will definitely be knocking on your door. Let me tell you, hello, come on in. Come on in. I'm ready, Jacqueline. I'm ready. Yeah, but with all of that, it comes. Listen, I would have never thought that I would have been afforded the opportunity today to walk into the room where Reverend Jesse Jackson is laying there, in his final hours, his final days, or what have you, and having the opportunity to connect in a certain way where the legacy doesn't end when he closes his eyes. The legacy continues not only through his family, but it also continues through the ones that his family will empower to continue what he has already started. And sitting down there with Congressman Jackson today and him just sharing his heart and sharing, what his directive is in regards to why he's in politics. Not just in politics just because daddy was in politics or whatever. He's in politics because he sees a need for change, and he sees there's a way that we need to do it to be more strategic like these other folks have been. That's what the deal is. Say about listen. And don't be distracted by no Epstein files. We know they all nasty. We know they all did whatever they did, and the retribution hopefully will come. But don't be so caught up in Epstein files that you're letting other things slip away. Like the Democrats, they so caught up in that they let the orange man right back in because there wasn't a viable option in their opinion, both sides, for them to choose. And they said Michelle Obama said today that the country it's not ready for a female president, and I strongly believe that. Thank you for those gifts, Cassie Jones. I strongly believe that. That doesn't mean a woman cannot lead the country. I believe they can. I believe they can. But you're talking about, are they ready for it? Are they ready for it? That's the other thing. There's a time and a place for everything. Jesse Jackson Jr., I don't think he is. Is Jesse Jackson Jr. still in jail? Is he still in jail or not? I'm not sure. I thought he was out. Yeah. Let me think. It was one of Reverend Jackson's mentors. Jesse was like a brother. Yes, definitely. Yeah. And to walk into the room and Aretha Franklin is playing, it was just really, really good. It was just really good. Yeah. No. Yeah, I thought he was out. Yeah, he's not in anymore. I didn't think so. He wasn't there today, though. He wasn't there today. So, and I know a lot of people are coming. He may have been, like I said, he wasn't there when I was there. I don't know if he was there before me. Yeah. Yeah, so. Oh, your life. Thank you so much, Cassie Jones. I appreciate you. Not only your kind words, but for your gifts. You put your money where your mouth is, Cassie Jones. A lot of people give you flowery words, but that's all they gonna give you, some flowery words. But you went on to put your money where your mouth was, and you said, "Let me go ahead and throw him a few gifts on here." Yeah. Reverend Jackson was here 4 weeks when Aretha was sick. Yeah. Listen. So we were in the room. We were talking to Mrs. Jackson. Let me tell you, she was just going and going and going, and I was loving really every minute of it. She was introducing us to like everyone in the room. I mean, these people, the next door neighbor, they had known pretty much all their life, and he owns a whole bunch of stuff in Chicago or something. And the lawyer, the pastor, the air traffic controller, I forget what his name was. I got a picture of him. But forget what his name was. He was there, still working and going. Let's see. Like I said, the William Hall was there. He's an alderman. He was a close working with Reverend Jackson. Reverend Jackson, a couple of his drivers were there. So these were people that really were close to Reverend Jackson. So, they're really trying to come and make sure that he's comfortable, make sure that, his last days with us are, as peaceful as could be. Again, when the family said, listen, it's so easy for us to just say, no, Lord, keep him here, keep him here, keep him here, keep him here. But you also have to consider that may be a selfish prayer. Maybe a selfish prayer. So, and I think it says a lot about the fact, but it also teaches us something because, like the woman said, we all got to go this way. And we all have to experience someone going this way that is close to us. How will we handle it? Has their legacy been enough for you to not fall apart? Has their legacy been enough for you to restrain from fighting and bickering and Mrs. Jackson was just saying, listen, people are wanting to come in and they're wanting to make sure that the celebration is nice and all that. And she said, we're going to allow, people to come in and help. We're not going to shield everyone out because everyone had some type of relationship or has some type of relationship with Reverend Jackson. Yeah. He has been on your mind. Yeah. It's definitely hard. Yeah. It's definitely who sacrificed. Oh, I'm glad you got them out of here. Thank you. He trying to run for the old congressional seat. Is he trying to run for the old congressional seat? Ooh, I don't know about that, Nicole. He's done more than most people can do in 2 lifetimes. You got that right. Yeah. I buy Abby Phillips' book on him this week. Oh, okay. There's a book that they have a book. They wrote a book on him. Cool. So again, I never thought when I got off the plane here in Chicago, went over there to Bishop Jordan's spot, and then he say, "Hey, St. James, you want to go to see Jesse Jackson with me?" I never really thought that would be my Friday, my Friday afternoon, and spending. I think we were there a good couple hours. I'm telling you, we were there a while, and then we come out and we see Claudette, Clay Evans's, the Reverend Clay Evans' daughter. And she was the nicest woman. She gave all these big, long hugs. I was like, oh, she gave Chef Aubrey an extra hug, an extra long. But she was so nice, and we were just sitting out there talking with her. Yeah, preparing the table. Listen. And I love it when he does it right he said he'll do it right in the presence of your enemy, Sean. He'll prepare that table and make them look at it and suffer. And just make them look there. Make them look there. Yeah. You could you say that? You know what? I think so too, Sean Renee, because you know what? I've never, regardless of what few unnecessary people have said, I'm not a clout chaser. I've never been. God has just put me in places where I was able to maneuver and able to gain true relationships without having to clout chase. Had to interview Jackie Jackson. Jackie Jackson. Which one is Jackie? Who's Jackie? Is that because there's Yusef, Jonathan, Jesse Jr. Is it Jackie? Oh, Jacqueline. Oh, Jackie. Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. Because, I didn't even think about her as Jackie. I was just calling her Mrs. Jackson. So, yeah. Oh, wow. That would be great. I think it would be like an ultimate interview, because the short time that she was speaking to us today was life-changing. It made you think differently. You think she would do it? Okay, I'm gonna stay on that. Okay, I got a beeline. I got Jonathan Jackson's telephone number. Hey, maybe I ask him when I get to the White House. And about your mother. Somebody had to be still and just let God fight your battles. And listen, I've learned that. I haven't always done it, though, Princess, but I've learned to do it. Oh, they got a daughter named... That's what I thought, because I was looking at the roster, and I thought it was that. Hear from our elders. We do. You need to hear from the elders. We don't always need a motivational speech from a millennial or we need to hear from the elders every now and then. Yeah. Come on now, precious Lord. Yeah. Okay, get Duke minus the Grove out of here. And I'll get him out of here. Some people just don't have no respect, never. They ain't gonna respect nobody ever until they get that ultimately disrespected. And then you want all hell to, all heaven to just release the angels to protect you. So we're very close to where he is at, the hospital that he's at. So we told them, listen, 2, 3 in the morning, if something changes, for the worst, and we can definitely just come right back on up there. You sound like you are stuffy. Just a little bit, just a little bit. And it's also where the phone is. It's kind of shielded the sound a little bit because I didn't have my holder. Free George Floyd. Get him out of here too. Blessings for you. Post government shutdown. Yes, it is. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, we go through everything, y'all. I know it's like uncomfortable. It's like annoying. Trump is annoying. He's very uncomfortable. Things have shifted in our lives, but at the end of the day, we can never say that God hasn't had us. He hasn't protected us. He hasn't provided for us. No one's, anorexic. No one's around here with our bellies meeting our back. We're eating, we're living. Some people's bills might be late, but they get taken care of eventually. So the shutdown was very annoying and inconvenient for us. But all things work together for them who love him and keep his commandments and do all that good stuff. And we got to just do our best. We got to do our best. And I think God blesses our best because he knows who we are. So he's going to bless our best until we give him 100%. And I don't know if we ever will. I don't think we ever will because we're not perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So, we can complain about a lot. We can sit outside the door and complain about what's happening inside the house. And they give you an invitation to come, but you say, well, I don't like them in the house, so I'm not going to come in. That's our own ignorance that we stay stagnant and stay where we are. And I'm not just speaking of the White House. I'm speaking of like anything that God is like challenging you to do, and you're making the conscious decision to turn it down because of fear, because of naysayers, because of being uncomfortable. You haven't done this before. You haven't went there that way before. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Mary. What is that, a dog? I like that. Would you just spend $1,000 on that one? Oh, you must have, because I'm up to five. That must have been 500 because I'm at the 755. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. And God just really revealed himself in another way to me today. It was a conversation me and Bishop were just having on the phone the other night. And it was like, he's like, I got to go to Chicago. Are you going to the Ricky Diller deal? I said, I don't think so. I said, we're going to Orlando next week. So, I don't want to, spend a lot of money and do a lot of different things that I really didn't have to do. So now he said, no, if you want, he said, do you want to go? I said, no, I would go. He said, okay. And I'm here. So, and then to walk into the other phase of being able to sit with the family of Reverend Jesse Jackson was just an amazing experience that I don't think I won't ever forget. I hit up my daughter and and I was talking to her. She said, "They let you in there." But my daughter knows she has a wonderful father. She knows she has a wonderful father and a wonderful mother, so she knows. But I love it because it shows my daughter that God is able to do over and above what we can even ask him to do or think about him doing. It's just amazing that I'm able to, show her, listen, do not allow other people to dictate your life. Don't allow other people to say, she know you a she know I'm a she said, how they let you in there? She said, you in there with who? Who you in there with, Dad? I said, I'm here, I'm with Reverend Jesse Jackson. She said, how you get in there? Who let you in there? She said, in Chicago? I said, yes. Oh, look at that. What is that, Mary? Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love those Ephesians. What is that? Ephesians 3:20. What is that? And Jesse Jackson said, "You are somebody." That's what he said. That's what he used to tell him to quote. "You are somebody." Share with her, and she can pass it on to her children. Right? Because I mean, and me and Chef Aubrey, we were walking. He was just like, even he was amazed. He was like, "I can't believe we just, was amongst a man who walked with Martin Luther King, who walked with some of the greatest, and some of them were infamous, but some of the greatest people in world." But just like his son said, the word can walk you into places that your name can't even do, your education can't do. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, Mary is showing out tonight. I like that. They got all these new little gifts. Oh, I know why, because she on Bingo. I mean TikTok. Mary B, y'all need to go follow Mary on TikTok. She be over there. Now she be addressing a little provocative. If you want to get a midnight view, you may want. Yeah, he said like, I gotta go to rewatch a different world. Okay. Oh right, Jesse Jackson was on a different world. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Take out that troll right there. Mm. Them tested the YouTube gifts. They're really nice. I really like them. I really like to get double tap the screen, everybody. Can you get me up to 200 likes? I would appreciate it. I think God wants you to do it right now. Up to 200 likes. I love sitting around my grandmother and parents, hearing their stories about the civil rights movement, times working in the fields and attending. And and those experiences we will never have. Ooh, I like that one too, Mary. Ooh. I love that. It's all purple on the screen at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Do you have Lysol? They're going to boot you out in a minute, too. Oh, that's enough. Thank you, Dion. I like that one. Says thank you. Oh, that is so nice. Y'all showing out tonight. Y'all are showing out. So tomorrow, the deal is at like 2:00. The recording is early, which I am so glad that the recording is early. And so we can do our live. I'll be live with Bishop Jordan tomorrow at the studio here in Chicago. But it'll be on my show. We'll work it. We'll be on my platform. But I want him to kind of give you his thoughts, maybe Chef Aubrey as well, on their experience today with the Jackson family. So that would be great as well. When God does call him home, I'm sure they're going to be a beautiful. I think it will be, because it's already a beautiful thing. Mrs. Jackson is just she's kind of settling the hearts of other people. Yusef was there, and I think I did something crazy today. I don't know if you ever watched this, but Yusef was on a crutch, like one crutch, and one of the ladies came over there and asked she wanted a chair to sit in the room where Reverend Jackson was. And Yusef had went outside to use the phone. He was on the phone, standing out in the little hospital foyer, or hallway rather. And I was taking the chair out, and he reaches out to shake my hand and give me a hug. And then I take the chair to the next room, and I said, you know what? I think he thought I was bringing that chair to him so he can sit down because he was on a crutch. Because I think he said, "Thank you, man." I said, because after I did that, I think his niece brought him a chair out there to the hall. I was like, "Oh, I think he thought I was bringing that chair to him." Oh, man. Do you think Lillian will be there at the recording? Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Don't she over there something ranting and raving like she usually do? Lillian needs to loosen up. Lillian needs to loosen up. That rough, hard, no one wants a pastor like that, male or female, especially a female. It's like her Instagram lives are always so rough, combative. And then she was on another platform and she was the same way. And I was like, I don't think she gets it. I don't think she gets it. Yeah, I know that. St. James, you were never too young to say, I believe God for all his plan for man's gift. Thank you so much. I received that. Thank you, a prayer away. Thank you, Pastor Sean. Yeah, he is. He is, Troy. He really is. Yeah. Yeah. You saw, what did Jacqueline say? Did you see her on the? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Roughneck pastors. But you know what I'm saying? It's like always so, y'all better do this and you need to do this and you stop talking about this. It's always so, it's never loving and comforting and encouraging. It's always so rough and tough with the Afro puffs, you know. Ooh, and I don't know if she gets it. And I don't dislike her, and I don't have anything against Lillian, but Jesus. Why is it always so rough? I just dropped in my spirit. Yeah, it's that Mother Kelly spirit mixed with a little Stax and a little Boyd. Went off on the black folks singing. Yeah, I know. No, that was funny when she went off about the black folks singing CCM. But then that shows ignorance too. That shows ignorance. You're throwing totally out a what's up, Inspire? You're totally throwing out a genre of music that is still, whether you like the flow of it or not, it's still the gospel. Okay, it's still the gospel. The same day as it's recorded. She does that all the time, huh? She goes live the same day or the night before his recordings, and it doesn't look right. Even if she say, well, we don't have an issue, it don't look right to me. She's not married. What's up, my millionaire club? Where you been? Yeah. Yeah, I just saw that, and I was just like, I just happened to see a little bit of it a little while ago, and I was like, oh, girl. Whatever. No power to them. God bless the ministry. Some people will go. People will go over there, I guess. Where's the soft life? I don't know. I am good. I am good. Double tap the screen, everybody. Can you give me the 200 likes? Can you do that? She comes in on 7, maybe on 9. But if you track her, just track it. Just track it. I'm not speaking anything just because I don't have anything to say. I'm speaking because it's my experience of what I've seen. And it's like I've never seen, I ain't gonna say never. I ain't gonna say that. 9 times out of 10, it's very harsh words. It's very dogmatic words. And then it's ended with, you better get your life together. God is coming and he tired of y'all playing it. Oh my. It's that Nathan Simmons spirit, you know? It's like that type of pastoring is not getting the people in the seats anymore. That type of disrespectful tone, you know, not saying that you have to cater to people, but you should be some kind of people seeking at some point. You got to win them to preach to them, right? Got to win them over. Yeah, it's that barking. I'm going to pin the cash app. If anybody wants to buy me dinner while I'm here or lunch while I'm here, feel free to do that. You know, Chicago is a great place, but it's an expensive place. But it's a good place. We love Chicago. I guess you say everybody's expensive these days, which is very, very true. Why be to buy him in no more sheet style? Yeah, the slave master preaching. That's what it is, Nor Neil. That describes it better. The slave master preaching. Yeah, get somebody gonna cuss them out. And again, I don't have anything against Lillian, but Jesus, is every time you click the live button or go on somebody, you're barking? Ugh. Lord. In the public. And for the record, if she was sick and couldn't perform that night, why would you go live the night before and want to make it really plain that you're not going to be there? And the lazy day of Jim as he turned out the meals. Okay. Yeah, get him out of here. And then you don't show up anymore in New G. And then you're going to say what people heard online was a lie. But you didn't go back to New G after you've been preaching and singing everywhere else after that. You see how sometimes you got to have a seer to let y'all see different things a little different way. Now, if nothing that bloggers said, i.e. me, was true, then why aren't you singing with Ricky Dillard today? If all you were was sick and God healed you and you're still ministering, even to the point where you are starting a church, then don't come out here and tell us that there wasn't an issue between you and Ricky Dillard. You see how they just want you to believe stuff because they say it in a spiritual way or in a dogmatic way? No. If you didn't have no problem with Ricky, why you ain't singing to Ricky no more? So don't come out here. Thank you, Candace. You always bless us with a little change. You always bless me with my good Starbucks with an extra shot. Yeah, we love Ricky Dillard. That's why I'm in Chicago. I'm going to this recording tomorrow. But we're not gonna be dumb now. We not gonna get on platforms and just say anything. That's what we ain't gonna do. Because y'all know good and well, after that, she was out singing and doing her thing. Maybe God healed her of her liver or whatever. God, he's a healer. But you're not with Ricky anymore. And Ricky has recorded after that, right? Yeah, I went to the recording after that. No. Yes, I went to the recording after that. Yes. I think I went to a recording after that. Yeah. I went to a recording after that, and she didn't record with them. So stop coming on the internet bullying with the bullying tone to make it sound right. Just because your tone is aggressive doesn't mean it's the truth. Yeah, she'll be on that one to say she won't be there tomorrow. You right. That's why she's not very productive in her career. You got to be humble and have integrity. That's all I'm going to say about it. Because when I was listening, I was like, what you saying is not adding up. Because if what you saying is right, you should have been singing with New G, the next recording. And you should have been still traveling with them even after they recorded that album that she didn't show up to. She should have been out traveling with them. Now, she may be trying to speak now to, make things seem a little bit better. Maybe she's going to go back with Ricky, which that would be her best bet. So maybe she's coming out trying to say different things now to try to cover it up, So when she's back with Ricky, it'll seem like, oh, well, we didn't have a problem. And those bloggers are just lying on us and we didn't have a problem. Maybe that's what she's doing now. Always been like this, Princess. Always. I'm going to let it ride tonight, Inspired. Y'all don't work. I don't make them work too hard. I'm making the mods work a little hard tonight. You got to work for your Christmas bonuses. It's whosoever will, let them come. We the Jesse Jackson style tonight. Inspired. We ain't not gonna be here too long. Didn't she go live before Ricky's concert so that no one would show up to the concert? And we all talked about that in the line as we stood in the line. People talked about that. Did y'all see her going live last night, trying to get people not to go because she wasn't gonna be there? And she said people calling her to ask her. They said they wasn't gonna go because she wasn't gonna be there. Listen, I ain't no fool. St. James ain't no fool. You can try to church brain and trick these other people. But I know that there was a problem. And I know what she did before the concert. And again, if what she said last night had any truth to it, you've been healed. And you've been out singing and preaching and doing. Why ain't you singing and preaching and doing with Ricky Dillard? Y'all need to stop it. She thought they weren't going to go. No, oh, they went. One pony don't stop a show. You got that right. Yeah. It seems like it is, Nicola. All of a sudden, you're popping on a platform and he's recording tomorrow. We still going. We still going to be in the house. Still going to be there. Yeah, that ship has sailed, I think. And I think Ricky don't even need to dock it up anymore. I didn't like that. I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because if you was healed, you would be singing again. Oh, David Blakely, had to pray for him. David Blakely said, pray for his family, but please say it's special for our mother. She lost her only daughter. Oh, I guess David Blakely lost his sister. David Blakely's a musician. I met him for the first time with the Music and Arts with Edwin Hawkins. Me and my friend sat there, was like, that was funny. Yeah, that last project was fire. And I'm guarantee I'm going to enjoy this project because it's mixed with jazz. It's like gospel mixed with jazz. So I'm very excited. It's going to be at Fellowship Baptist Church tomorrow. So, it's mixed with jazz, and I know it's going to be kind of a different type of gospel feel. That's Ricky though. He's different. He does, that what that other gospel, that pop gospel or rock gospel or whatever they call it. I forgot what Jesse called it. She came right. I think he let her back. That chemistry was on. Yeah, well, it was a good chemistry. It was a good old Charles Hayes and Diane Williams chemistry. But I guess time will tell. Time will tell. After all this, I guess time will tell. Goodbye, Johnson be attempting. I don't want to put those words in here because I'm going to hide that, Princess, because YouTube hit it. Because they don't like those words. I didn't hear about that. Was it recently? Or is it like a testimony that he had that he was suicidal? Anita Wilson might did. I sure hope so. I should have hit her up and see if she was there. Oh, she'll be good on the mic with something like that. Just got home. We're singing the upper room. No, not yet. Not yet. I timed Princess out by mistake. Oh, they timed you out by mistake, Princess. They didn't mean to do it. they probably just wanted to, because YouTube prompted your comment for review, and it's easy to time out if you just do a slip of the deal. So they didn't do it on purpose, Princess. Yeah, but I didn't hear about that Jabari Johnson saying that. What was it? Did he type? Did he? Let me bring up his Instagram. Did he put something on there? Let me see. Let me see. You never know what these people going through, boy. They be on stage singing, and you never know. You have to live your life. I don't know. I haven't heard about that. Dang, and I timed her out so we can't have her respond. Oh, his wife posted it. Oh. Let me go to hers. I lost my husband to suicide. It changed me forever. No one prepares you for the words, I tried to take my own life. My husband didn't die, but the fear that he could have hit me like a ton of bricks. One attempt, one moment, and suddenly the ground under me wasn't steady anymore. Oh, that is, when your partner attempts suicide, you don't just worry about losing them. You question everything. You replay the signs. You carry fear that follows you into every quiet moment. Oh, Jesus. How I found my way through the dark. I stopped pretending I was okay. I let myself cry without apologizing. I reached out to people who could hold me. Therapy for both of us. Learning I don't have to be a superhero to be a good wife or mom. What helped him? Professional mental health support, space to process without judgment, honest conversation, safe emotional ground at home, consistency, and openness. A suicide attempt doesn't mean the story is over. It means the story needs support. Ooh, that's deep. For anybody walking through this, you're not crazy, you're not weak, you're not alone. Loving someone through a suicide attempt is traumatic, and you deserve support too. And then they put the resources up. And usually, Inspire puts that in the in the chat as well. Wow, that's. We only need 10 more likes. Then we're at 200 likes. Everybody, 10 more. You got, yeah, that's powerful, Irene. That was Jasmine Johnson, but I am Jasmine Delana is her Instagram. That is powerful. I'm going to share it on my story on the St. James Show on Instagram. I'll share it on my story so you guys can get her if you want to add her and check it out and read it. Wow. There it is right there. 10 more likes. We can do it, Saint. We only need 7 more. 7 more. That's JD Ellis' daughter. Oh, is that JD Ellis' daughter? Oh, okay. He's married to her. Oh, that's Everett. You know Everett. No, Everett, I'm in your city. Are you here? You going to the concert tomorrow? Or are you still in North Carolina? Oh, wow. Yeah, he is. He's in his final hours. They're really expecting any time now. It's just how it's progressed. Yeah. And how I seen him today, he definitely, you know, just here. Jesse right now is just here. He's just here until he's not. Yeah. He's just here. Listen, don't quote me now. God can do anything. But, Sister Jackson over there has it is well with her soul. She over there holding the family together. Because I think Yusef was about to go up on that, but he seems to be like he's acting strong, but from what I'm getting, from what I'm told, he's not taking it well. He's the chief. I think is it the CFO or the CEO of Push now, Anyway, he has a position in Push. Yusef Jackson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And right before the holidays, that is so. Check on each other, y'all. That's why I decided to have dinner at my house. I'm doing it again, y'all. You know, I always say I ain't gonna do it, but what I'm having is a pre-dinner. And then my mom's gonna cook on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna have a pre-dinner for my family and also some of my friends who don't have family around. So I'm gonna do that the Sunday before. I'm gonna have a full out friends family giving, and oh, Mother Jackson is shoot. She gained a supporter in me today. I didn't figure out what she doing, but here comes the multicultural greens. You got that right. They are on their way. Let me break out my Asian spices and my and you would lick the pot clean, Inspire, if you was here. You would say, St. James, you got any more of them greens? You can't have no more. They multicultural greens. You can't have no more. But your sister bring the no. I'm not even asking her to bring it. She's gonna call me and she's gonna say, "What can I bring? Whatever you want to bring." That's what I'm gonna tell her. Because I ain't gonna lean on her to bring me a 16 ounce of mac and cheese for 25 people. She brought that little pan and I was like, ooh. And then the pan this big, the mac and cheese down there. Pan this big, mac and cheese down there. What are we possibly going to do with that? I told my mama, I'll never ask her to bring anything else again. No, I won't. One more. Are we one more like for 200 likes, y'all? One more like. I'll never ask her again. And you know, my sister, one time she brought stuff for strawberry shortcake. Now, I done made the entire dinner. She brings stuff for strawberry shortcake. She brought the strawberries and the glaze and the pound cake or whatever, the whipped cream. Do you know she took that stuff home afterwards? I know that would be good to do it something with Chef Aubrey, huh? Oh, if he starts, man, I don't know. Let me see. Let me see what he's doing tomorrow because we're gonna go live tomorrow. But I'm wondering if he's gonna cook tomorrow. He's supposed to cook tomorrow too. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live. But I actually want to cook with him. So I don't know. That should be something I can do. I can come back to Chicago and do it. Can you make short ribs? Yeah. Usually I just put them in the pressure cooker though. My family would hurt my feelings so bad. Now you hungry? What did Jacqueline say? I missed it. Oh, I missed it. Like around family. But y'all check on people though. You just if it crosses your mind, just check on them. Just see what they doing. You know. I just. And I don't really ask people. People are asking me what they want to, do you want to drink something? Bring a drink or something, or, because I'm just gonna make everything, I'm just gonna make everything. Yeah. Oh, yes, she did. Irene took it all home. Yes, she did. I looked at my mom, and my mom looked at me and said, just shook her head. I said, did she actually? What if I want a little something that night? What if I had me a little midnight craving, a little strawberry, little shortcake with a little whipped cream? You done took it home. You bringing pop. And don't bring no off-brand drinks. You got that right here. Don't bring no off-brand drinks up in my house. Use that Dr. Cracker and all that other stuff. Bring spit instead of Sprite. Don't bring that in my house. Because it ain't going to cost you but a couple more cents to get the real deal. You don't drink that at your house. Well, even if you do, you know I don't drink that kind of stuff at my house. So don't bring no off-brand stuff. I have another friend. If we having dinner and drinks or something, they will bring a half-empty, not even Ocean Spray, Sunny Select drink, half-empty. That means took it out of the refrigerator and brought it to my estates with my good liquor and my good drinks. Don't bring me no used juices out of your refrigerator to my house. I don't want Dr. Thunder either. No. Don't. Fanta's good, Irene. Fanta's okay. But he's done it a few times, and I'm like, don't do that. Don't bring half-open stuff out of your refrigerator. And I don't really care where you're going. I just, and he'll pack it up too. He'll pack it up too and take it home as well. Even though I don't argue with that because it'll probably sit in my refrigerator. I don't know what that was about. That's nasty. It really is. Get. And the thing about it, they're not ghetto though. Everett, they're not like that type of person. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, they're like that. And I'm like, well, he also did make gumbo and put weenies in it too. Yeah, I remember that. But I was like, why is everything swimming around? Nothing's meeting in the pot. Nothing's meeting in the pot. Everything, the weenies are swimming. They'll probably, Harold, don't even remind. And that's another thing. You know what you do when you at home. You may take that to the neck. And then you come out and you bring it. You done probably just drunk that. And, oh, Lord, Harold, why you make me think about it? Weenies, Valerie. Weenies. Yeah, I don't need your experiments. I don't need nothing like that. Actually, what I generally do, if I'm going to do something new, I'll cook it the week before. I really will. I'll just make a small portion of it the week before to see. They wasn't Viennas, but that's disgusting even more. They wasn't Viennas, but they would just cut up hot dogs. They wasn't no sausages. I know what sausage look like, Courtney. I know what I do and all that other stuff. I know what that looked like. That was weenie swimming about. Now, listen, I'm not supposed to see celery in gumbo. It's supposed to be so fine and chopped up. First of all, it was too light. Because I was eating gumbo soup. It was too light. I need a roux. And I don't think roux had anything to do with that. Yes, you got to do a test run. Yes, you do. If you're going to try it out on Thanksgiving. Because I've had a couple of dishes that flopped. And I just heard, I know they flopped. You don't have to tell me. I mean, it's disgusting. I tasted it, and I tell them up front, now that's nasty. If you don't eat it, I'm not going to feel disrespected. Because either I forgot something or, I'm like, that's disgusting. I ain't talking about culture tonight. Ain't nothing to talk about. Jobs was talking about. Go over there to Jobs. He was talking about something, coaching. No disrespect. Is he? No, no, he is not white. No, that's the clincher of it all. Absolutely not. That's sacrilege. Church of Gumbo had chitlins in it. Oh, that's disgusting. But mashed potatoes with Vienna sauce. Oh, that didn't make any sense. Mashed potatoes with Vienna sausages in it. Makes absolutely no sense. I think we're gonna get the family some food tomorrow so they can while they're up there with Reverend Jackson because they didn't have any food over there today. Some people bought like some little sweets or something, but I'm like, could have bought some food for them. I'm bringing the Taco Bell. She said, "Don't bring right. You don't even play. You're not bringing no taco. You and your Taco Bell can stay right at home." Yeah, but I'm gonna make. I think I'm going to Chef Paul's for my turkey though. But I want it on Sunday, and I don't know if he's not doing them until Thanksgiving. Think I need to ask him to do it early so I can pick it up on Sunday. Hit the like button over at 212. I appreciate you guys for at least getting me 200 likes up in here today. I got 2,000 gifts, almost $30 in super chats. Y'all was doing it tonight. I appreciate you guys' support and the ones who gave super cash apps. I appreciate you guys too. Man, I gotta go to Costco and get some stuff. I'm thinking about getting the bigger pans though. Like I have the pans. I have the pans. But I'm thinking about getting the long pans and having I'm going to do it Patreon, remind me, Matthew Stevenson. Okay, Courtney, remind me. My ear was also burning today I was listening. I'll go, really? 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 Oh. Matthew's from Chicago. Boy, I tell you, God just sits me in places, Courtney. I just be in the right places at the right times. I was like, what? My God. We always pops up in Patreon. We gotta keep it spicy in Patreon. When we go live again. Next week. I think you're gonna get some good content next week because if all of the content creators, we're gonna be me, William, Sean, Jives, a few other. We're gonna be in Orlando. So I'm sure we're gonna probably go live. We probably all should go live together at some point. I think you guys will enjoy that. But as for Patreon, probably won't be until next when I get back. Probably next Friday. Possibly. Or Monday. I may do it Monday. Either Monday or Friday. Because I know I can't do it. I don't know. I mean, we have downtime. I don't know. Don't quote me. We'll do it next week. We may actually do it on the Thursday. We like them on Thursday evening. So it may do it next Thursday evening as well. Because I'll be just leaving that next day. So that would be something. You make a move. Yeah. So, yeah. I think it'll be interesting, all of us live, though. They all acting real nice. I like that. They acting nice. I told Bishop Jordan, "Oh, you're just the mender of the breach." Bishop Jordan. I said, everybody's just acting so sweet. So loving, so kind. God is a healer. And Bishop Jordan, he always has something very, spiritual to say, which he was right, but yeah. I can't. I ain't gonna make y'all wait till Friday. We'll put it in. We'll put it in. I won't forget. No, I won't forget. Just tell me, because a couple of things I had to write down to remember, Courtney. I had to write them down. Had some notes. They could have been acting right. What do you mean? They could have been acting right. Yeah, I like Thursdays too, Londa. They seem to be good because they're long. They may go longer, but yeah. And I don't think my flight leaves next week out of Orlando till I can't wait. I really can't wait to get with the collaboration with everybody. I think, and listen, I think when people get that deal off of their brains that they're in competition, then I think things will flow way much better for everybody. I think things will flow, you know? Because I can't do what they do, they can't do what I do. And then people enjoy what they enjoy. They don't want y'all don't want people to act the same way or to talk the same way or to think the same way. Y'all don't want that. Y'all go to different platforms and channels because you get a different feel. You know, you can stay up late on Thursdays. Oh, okay. So you Fridays, you don't have to get up on Fridays. Mm. Bishop Jordan had to able to do this when he first wanted, but God did it when he. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And listen, it's not going to be for everybody, Sean. Some people think they have the golden ticket already, so you let them take their golden ticket to the movie show and watch the show, or do whatever. You let them do that. I think we can always learn, always learning, always, you know just like we go to workshops for music, I think we ought to go to workshops for blogging. We ought to go to workshops for being an influencer. We go to workshops for music and for preaching and for this and for that. Why can't we have a workshop, a yearly workshop where we go and think tank and talk about things that have worked, talk about things that can be improved, talk about again, each platform is different. People are different. You're going to implement things differently. I can tell you, you can give the same instructions, but they're implemented a little bit different. So there's only one. You got that right. You've already stunned yourself. Yeah, yeah. I mean, as soon as you say you have it all, can't nobody tell me anything. I'm doing it and it's working. Yeah, but imagine how much better a great job can do when it's better, when you're doing it a little more effectively. And it has to be genuine people have already shown that. Yeah, because it's going to be interesting to see a turnaround, right, Jacqueline? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, I think so. You know, because I think a lot of bloggers just hopped on it without, they're just looking at, listen, I looked at other people. I just looked on it and turned the live button on and started talking. I started with William, just talking with William. And then it just progressed from that. But there was still no real instruction. I think Tasha K did some mentoring type of deals, and Storm and Rowe did some mentoring types of stuff that they would give out. And of course, they charge for it. I think AT2 was over there charging people for doing something. But, when it's working for someone, you can always help somebody else to a certain point. Development hasn't hurt anyway. No. Mm-mm. Everything requires some sharpening. Everything requires some sharpening. I have to take my knives to the grocery store every so often, so then to sharpen them. Even though I thought I bought a new sharpener, and come to find out it wasn't a new sharpener. I don't know what I bought from Amazon, but I take mine over there to Save Mart, and they sharpen my knives. And baby, let me tell you, you can cut leather. One little swoop, swoop. Yeah. Yeah. But, Sean talks. Where are you at, Sean? How many you got? You got 1,000 yet? We need to get Sean to 1,000 subscribers on her page, y'all. Make sure you guys go over there to Sean Talk Show and give her a subscription. Give her a like, a click, and a view, all right? Get her up to 1,000 so she can be fully invested in this social media experience. Oh God! And again, We can only give the information. How the vloggers take it, it's going to be interesting. And to your point, I think, Jacqueline, you said it has to come from a genuine place, because a lot of vloggers has cut up. 708. So, oh, you just need 300. I wish I can donate something to you. I ain't even lying. I wish I could just donate something to you to get you to 1,000 tonight. We don't put names in my chat, John. You can ask questions, but you don't put names in the chat. That's stirring up dissension, even with that question. I don't know why I'm watching, like, what is this show? I forget what it's called. What is this show? And I never watch TV unless I'm at a hotel, because I don't have cable at my. The Big Bang Theory. That's one of my favorites. The Big Bang Theory. It's too late for some people. Well, yeah. Matter of fact, I think. Let me see something. The Spirit just dropped something in my way, and let me do what the Spirit says. Can you ask a quote? Go ahead. You don't have to ask. You don't have to ask a question here. Just ask the question. That's fine. Just ask the question. Okay. Just ask the question. Someone asked the question. Why do we sing? Have y'all watched the Kirk Franklin thing yet? His interview with Carlos King. Marvin preached somewhere. Never attends the Holy Conference. We haven't seen him since. He's sick. Bishop Blake is sick. He's not well. He doesn't need to be traveling. He gets around, he'll go to Palm Lane, his son's church, and he'll go to local meetings, like district meetings and things around. Bishop Blake he's good and faithful servant, okay? Good and faithful servant. He's done his deal, just like Reverend Jackson. Good and faithful servant. He thought he might be. We're going to give it a minute, Irene. We're going to give it a minute. Maybe borderline. About to just cancel that. Who did? Blake? No, Blake has Parkinson's. I don't know about cancer. I don't know. Are we talking about Blake? It's the only kind of case. Yes. And that man been sick. But that's why he resigned. What do you need to go for? I'll be right there in my mansion in Los Angeles. Yeah, catch the replay, Danny Lewis. Be right there. I guess you're talking about Charles Parkinson's. Yes, Parkinson's. Yeah. But yeah. So I think I may go down to the restaurant here. Oh, it might be closed. It's 11 o'clock. See, I gotta get my mind right, because I'm 3 hours ahead, ain't I? Or is it 2 hours? What am I ahead? What time is it in California? Am I 2 hours ahead in Chicago? I don't be remembering. It's 9:09, 10, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's 2 hours behind. Well, 2 hours ahead in Chicago. Yeah. 9, 10, 11. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You talking about Winans? I ain't heard about that either. I know Winans got like liver or something. He on dialysis. He need new kidney or something. Kidney or liver. One of them. I think it's kidney. It's 11 here in Texas. Yeah, okay. So 2 hours. Yeah. The court. Marvin Winans just needs to stop. He doesn't need a big church. He doesn't have a lot of members. Marvin is going to go until he's totally embarrassed. Marvin Winans is going to keep on until he's totally embarrassed. Until the city takes the land or somebody start asking about the money. Or both. And it ain't going to be a good day for Marvin. This is how it is. So glad you didn't move to Arizona. Eric in Arizona. He is sick. He got like kidney failure or something. He's on the transplant list. Yeah, he's sick. All right, is Bishop Jordan still on? Let me see. Is he still on live? 789. He should be off now. I'm tired, y'all. I gotta get off here. Are they still live? Zoe? Are they still live? They sure are. Jive's over there in the chat. Jive, what you doing over there? What they talking about? Bishop Jordan be having the productions going on. They still live. All right, I got to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Much prayers for Reverend Jesse Jackson in his final days on this beautiful earth. Listen, at this time, I think they're praying a prayer of comfort for him. He has gone through a lot with the last 10 years with his illness, and it has progressed. And they did put out a press release saying that he's in the hospital. I did visit him in the hospital today and seen it with my own eyes that it may not be too much longer, but we are going to trust God, and whatever God's will is what we will accept, you know? But talk about a life lived. Reverend Jesse Jackson has lived a great life. So, continue prayers for the Jackson family. We'll be live tomorrow night sometime after the concert. I'm going to be live with Bishop Jordan here in Chicago. So make sure you put your notifications on and subscribe, everybody. Hit that subscribe button. Double tap the screen for me. All right, can we get 250 likes before we get off of here? Can we do that? What's up, Jacko Sleezo? You should get Vicky on the platform to give us some. They not going to do that. These people don't give no real tea. It'd be a waste of time. Y'all see what Debbie Winans did over there. Deborah Winans with Cece, that book. It's a waste of time. You have to remember these people still have kids. So they're not going to give us the real tea on these folks. They have kids. She wouldn't do that to Marvin Jr. She may have some affinity for Josiah Winans too. So, but Vicky will never do it. I was gonna say something. Give her. Nah, she ain't gonna do nothing. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't want my ex getting on talking about me and what we used to fight over and what we did. And that's just me. I just don't ever think she would do it. She wouldn't do that. Patreon, yeah. I'll bring her in Patreon, but that somebody will leak that out. Then I'll have to, block. Then I have to shut they platforms down. And nobody won't do all that. for no Vicky Wine. And don't make me shut your platform down for leaking my stuff out of Patreon. But I'll do it without hesitation, without even an afterthought, without any remorse. Because you got balls enough to leak stuff out of my Patreon. You got balls enough to be blocked. I like watching this guy, Charlie E. I think he's from St. Louis. But he makes food. I've been watching him for a number of years. Charlie Andrews. Anybody else watch him? Do you like stovetop yams or in the oven yams? I know I said I was leaving. I just got one more question. No, he hasn't passed. Nobody leaked nothing. That's a pre-warning before destruction, Jesse. Pre-warning before destruction. Do y'all like stovetop yams, like to cook them on the stove or the oven? Sean likes the oven. Jacqueline is stovetop. Any other people gonna chime in on this one? Stove, Jesse. I've done both of them, and you get the most flavor. Valerie does oven. He's not on here tonight. He'll be on here tomorrow night. How are they even made on? You know how you put them? You put them in a like a cast iron or what they call it, one of those pots, and you put very little water at the bottom because you know they make their own water, and you put the lid on it, but just slightly. You don't put the lid totally on it. It's like Dutch oven. Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. In the room, he already would have pronounced the Reverend. Well, you know, no. People know who to bring in rooms now, Everett. He would have said he was gone by now. Thing from I don't know. Have you tried it the other way? So like in a Dutch oven pot type of deal on, that's when we say stove top, not stove top, stop stuffing, loose hair Holy Ghost. We don't do that. The same way you make peach cobbler and cherry pie and some butter and sugar, let it simmer and all. Yes, John Cam. Yes. Yep. Get you out of here just because. And I find that I tried it both ways, and a stovetop yams are better. They're sweeter. You put them in the oven. Now, you can do them on the stovetop and then maybe put them in a pan and put them in the oven a little bit more if you want to do that. But it's more flavor on the stovetop. You love watching Charlie. Yeah, I like watching Charlie is good. I've gotten some of his recipes, and I make some of his recipes. Yeah, stovetop. Yeah. We say not stovetop dressing, K. Rich. Yeah. He's from New Orleans. Yeah. You love it. Yeah. Would have had the camera on. Yeah. Nah, but I got way too much respect for people. I don't need that clicking of you that bad to disrespect the family or disrespect a civil rights leader. I have way too. Now, the family, the daughter was filming, but that's her prerogative. But didn't nobody else have no cameras up filming? Nobody. Now, Saida was filming during the prayer and during when Marjorie Taylor Greene called during the prayer. Oh, Marjorie. Your mama would have jacked you. You like oven yams? I don't know. I'm telling you, it's the ones on top is right. And it's something about, you of course you have to have the right glaze and the right stuff to them. It just has to be right. Now I'm gonna cook them on the stove, but then I'm gonna put them in a pan. But then I gotta cook a lot. Something about them drying out too much in the oven, though. I don't know about that oven stuff. It just seems better on the stove. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. And I really hate making that mac and cheese. I don't like making mac and cheese because I can't never get it. Okay, ladies, what do I need to do? I need to get back on my TikTok. Remember I cooked on TikTok for Thanksgiving? Maybe I'll do that this year. Maybe I'll cook on TikTok for Thanksgiving. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, St. James TikTok. Instagram is the St. James Show and St. James Eats on Instagram. You make the best mac and cheese. It's the cast iron skillet that does it. It's at the St. James Eats. That's my Instagram and also YouTube. I'm on YouTube with St. James Eats too. I just haven't been on there in a while. I don't really like making mac and cheese. People say they like it, but it seems like it's never the same. I haven't gotten my way of making it. And I can't put now, okay, this is the question now. This is the question. Another question. Don't cook your noodles that long. Yeah, you got to cook them al dente. You really do, and probably a little bit less than that. Little pepper jack. I do use pepper jack in mine as well. Tell me this though. Do you guys put a can of cream of mushroom or cream of chicken? I can't do cream of mushroom because my ex-wife is allergic to mushroom, so I ain't trying to kill her this year. But maybe next year. I ain't trying to kill her this year. So I got to use cream of chicken. Do you guys? Jesse says no. Okay. I used to say no too until I tried it, Jesse. People are saying, have you tried it? Yes. Are you saying no and hell no? Have you tried it? Is the question. Yes. Either a can or so of, depending on how large your pan is, get out. Either cream of mushroom or cream of chicken in your mac and cheese. So one of y'all gonna try it this year. And you're gonna come back and testify. I know you're gonna do it. I beg. You say you beg my finest pardon. You think differently about me now. People who couldn't afford enough cheese. You think that's what? I don't think that's what it is, though, Ray. I think it's more of it brings a more creamy base to it, so it's not as dry. I never did it either until a friend of mine that was black hipped me to it. Her grandma did it. We have to suspend your car for 60 days. I still ain't seen Roots either, by the way. Never. You're California black. Yeah, I'm California black. You say you're going to take my word for it? So y'all not going to try it? Lord, they done propped him up. Let me see something. When did he post this? But this wasn't today. But that ain't Jesse. Is that Jesse? Oh, that's Jesse Jr. Oh, he was there. Oh, okay. So he was there. Thank you, Candace. Sent me that. So Jesse Jackson Jr. was there. I don't know. When was this taken? I don't know when this was. I'm going to stay with Dad tonight. Thank you for praying for my dad. One man change. So I don't know if this is tonight or what. But Jesse Jackson Jr. is there. Let me make it with your multicultural green. Yes, I'm going to make it. Heavy whipping cream. Okay, I do use heavy whipping cream. I do, because I put that in the sauce. Filipino greens. I mean, mac and cheese with it. Come on, reveal. You're right. Either of the two ingredients are absolutely delicious. They don't know no good eating, Reveal. These people are stuck. They stuck in their ways, Reveal. They don't want to progress in their palates. They're stuck on chitlins and hog maw and neck. You don't have to eat the leftovers from the massa anymore. You can put some cream of chicken or some cream of mushroom in your mac and cheese, and it'll make it all right. You got a problem in your life, give it to Jesus. He'll make it all right. One of y'all gonna try it. Y'all gonna come back and have a testimony. We're gonna give you the mic. You have a testimony. I don't need no chitlins either. She thought of it does as well with my spirit. That's right. Add the cream of mushroom. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Now, tons of ways to make mac and cheese, cream, evaporated milk. Yeah, we don't have to eat that either. You don't eat the you sure don't. Gouda, I love some good Gouda. That monster cheese is good. Sharp, sour cream, ground mustard, okay. Garlic powder, pet milk, salt, pepper. We need a little something else. What else you need in there? What you need? What you need? A little something else in there. Need some more seasonings in there. Need some more seasonings in there, Jesse. You need a little season, maybe a little Cajun seasoning on there. Onion powder. Add some onion powder with that garlic powder. Salt, pepper. I wouldn't put in. I guess you can put salt, but I put like Cajun stuff instead of salt. Even though it's still salt, but Velveeta and sour, talk about your black card being taken away. Some people don't want you to put Velveeta. You're not supposed to put Velveeta, Nicole, as a black person. Saying to the pumpkin spice. I am pumpkin. I love a good pumpkin spice. Latte from, yes, I do, Ray. Uh-huh. But I don't like those candles. My mom likes those spice candles that burning. I'd be like, oh, Mom, you got one of them candles. They're going to give me a headache. I don't know no Lawry's. I don't even know if I have You know what? I do have Lawry's in the house, but I didn't buy that. I didn't buy Lawry's. I don't like La Velveeta. I like Velveeta, but not for Thanksgiving mac. Some people, I know people who do it, like Nicole, but there's a lot of people, black people, who say, "Don't you put no Velveeta in that mac and cheese? Don't you do it?" Velveeta's for Rotel dip. Yeah. One time, the first time I did it, I put the whole block in there trying to melt it. I didn't know you really had to cut it up for it to like the melt better. You gotta cut that block up. I thought it was old government cheese. I put it on, that government cheese never melted. I remember we moved to Fresno. My grandma brought that over from the community because she used to teach the old women how to make quilts and stuff. She was retired, just living on money, just retired, doing nothing. Went over there to the center and helped them do it. And she used to bring that food. My grandma bringing us this food. But you have to run out there and get it from Grandma. Thank you, Grandma. And eggs. Do y'all put eggs in yours? I don't like eggs. I have eggs. I used to like eggs, but do y'all put eggs in your mac and cheese? I remember this friend came over. He brought all these little things of mac and cheese. Look a little, nothing but eggy. I'm like, what is this? And he said, he the best one. I said, I ain't eating that mess. Oh, my God, I like the roux-based mac. No, I do the roux-based mac and cheese. I do the roux-based. I do that. Yeah, no eggs, no roux. Oh, Jesse, you must be from Detroit. I bought you a new pair of glasses. Oh, you did? Thank you. How you gonna get them to me? Eggs and milk. Ooh. And she says, yes, you have to make it soupy if you're going to bake it. You do have to make it soupy. And I think that's what my problem be, K-Rich. I don't make it soupy enough. Because you make it soupy, just the right amount of soupiness, you don't have dried out mac and cheese. You have nice and creamy. And you can't use that. You gotta grate that mac and cheese for you to get the pull and for you to get the real creaminess. You can't use them bags. You got to sit there and grade that cheese. Or I got one of them things you just put it in and it grades it. Carnation milk, yeah. Eggs, yeah. That's okay. Eggs makes it dry. Something I kind of might believe that. I might believe that. Not scrambled. That ain't no Detroit thing. That's a Jesse thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it's 11, almost 11:30. Y'all been on here. Ooh, I've been on here a long time. I didn't mean to be on here. Yeah, yes, you have to grate your own cheese, especially for Thanksgiving. If you're making a quick little meal for the family for the week, you know, fire them down to those. Oh, okay. Oh, you was being. Oh, they had to boot you out of here. Thank you, Jess. You got them real quick, like. You said Detroit don't make good mac and cheese. Those oxtails were good at that restaurant we went to, though, Jesse. Those oxtails were really good. You make a custard, no scrambled egg. They make a custard. Oh man, there was a place here. Well, no, in Fresno that used to have really good custard. Um, uh, my godmother, we used to before we went out of town, she would stop there, and we would get that good old custard. It was so good. It was on Klein's truck stop, and they had a restaurant, and it was some good old custard. Yeah, you're teaching good on cooking. I'm telling you, I can throw down what I have to now. Reveal. I can throw down. I don't look like no Eddie Murphy. You know you finna get blocked, right? They finna throw you out of here. That Eddie Murphy documentary. Has anybody seen it? It was good. I like that on Netflix. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's amazing how I didn't realize that Eddie Murphy was like one of the he was like, it was like Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby, pretty much Eddie Murphy, kind of in that order. Or maybe it was Bill Pryor, then Eddie. But Eddie Murphy, like, opened the door for all these comedians. I know I need to give y'all a good cooking video. Yeah, it would be good to do it while I'm here because over at Bishop Jordan's spot, there's a huge kitchen. And maybe I just got to come back to Chicago and do it with Chef Aubrey. We can be on there cutting up and making something. It was good. I like the original laugh. I know. It's like, yeah, he stopped doing the laugh. But I understood why he stopped doing the laugh. But I do like the original laugh. I'm going to watch it when it went off. Okay, good. Yeah. Go watch it. It's definitely worth a watch. You'll enjoy it. You'll definitely enjoy it. Yeah. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys getting me to 229 likes. I thought I would get 250 tonight, but y'all, I'll get it in the replay, I guess. I'll get it in the replay. Mac and cheese, though. You just get whatever. Let me see before I go off of here. Let's see what they said. Oh, that got music on it. Is that yours, Jesse? Oh, it is his mac and cheese. Jesse sent me a picture of his mac and cheese from his TikTok. Oh, that do look good, Jesse. Okay, Jesse, you trying to get married to some folks, huh? You trying to do something? Yeah, yours is nice and soupy going in. That was good, and then it came out perfectly. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, that looked good. So it came out soupy. That's how it's supposed to be. Ooh, that's a good look right there, Jesse. That's a good look. Ooh, that's big back material right there. Oh, that's big back. Ooh, them backs gonna be huge. You're just gonna be sitting. We gonna be sitting. Irene says eggs, cheese, cream of mushroom. See, cream of mushroom. Y'all still have to stay. Oh, she's being funny. All right, I gotta go. I see y'all. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I am live in Chicago. We'll be here tomorrow, so check us out tomorrow. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know